Hello and welcome back. This is episode 172 of NooBTooB, a weekly independent podcast where we're covering all of your choices for the best games of 2009.
That's right. So last week you guys heard all of our choices for 2009 in all the different categories, but on the NooBTooB forums at noobtoob.com/forum, we put up voting for you guys. So, you know, your choice, your tastes don't match our tastes. That's fine because NooBTooB is all about not being a dick.
That's right.
Everybody's got different tastes, but we wanted to kind of reflect what the community thought the best games in all these categories are.
Compare and contrast, see where they are similar, see where they are not.
See where they are incorrect or correct,
yes.
as it were.
Did you just say... Yes, cheers. Oh, man, I already
Sometimes
started.
I don't quite live up to my edict of don't be a dick.
Quite all right. Okay, so the first category is Best Downloadable Game. This includes the PSN, XBLA, PC, WiiWare, DSiWare.
Anything that you can download a game onto. If you've got your old TI-85 and you are downloading Tetris on there like I was in high school, that counts.
It may have made the list.
Probably not going to get many votes, but it is possible. So what is their number 5 game?
Number 5 game is Trials HD.
That was good.
It was a really good game.
That
it didn't
was
make
good.
My list, but
it didn't make our list, but so it was the motorcycle racing game where it was all just from the side, and the whole thing was just basically accelerate and then lean. You were leaning forward or backwards, and the levels were awesome. They were really good.
Some of them got awesomely difficult too.
Yes.
I remember, like, that was my big complaint about the game, man.
Yeah, the game is infamously difficult.
But like for the first few levels, I was like, "Wow, this is awesome." Then we'd actually compare times.
Yeah.
You'd be able to do various parts, and it's just like it was a pretty damn solid game.
I mean, the game starts out at like retard, easy, medium, hard, and then
ridiculous.
Fuck you.
Yeah.
And then right about the middle of medium, the game becomes impossible.
Yeah, you're basically trying over and over again hundreds of times just to finish the level.
And then finishing is nothing. Like in this game, it's all about finishing it under a certain amount of time with the fewest number of crashes.
With no retries.
I mean, it's hard as hell, but it's awesome.
It's basically a game for speedrun enthusiasts. Yes. Is what I think. At least the latter half of the game. The first half is actually a lot of fun. So.
Yeah.
It's a great game.
So next up, number 4, Fat Princess.
This was on my list, man. This was getting close. It was like 6, 7-ish on my list. This is a really well done game.
This game never did it for me.
Really?
It never really. I played it and I got it. I was like, okay, I can see how the capture the flag elements of this are fun, whatever. But something about it never really clicked with me.
See, for me, that's the actual act of playing with, I think it was 32 different NooBToobers. We actually had a bunch of events, Fat Princess events. I would go in and every single spot was filled by a NooBToober, and it was just like. Just having that scale reminded me of like the MMO Invasion, a couple of other big things where it's just like, wow, this is a true thing. But I think you're right. I mean, I think if it was by myself, it was whatever, it probably wouldn't have
Well, so I played
with
the NooBToobers too, and you'd get these moments. You'd get these moments where you'd get coordinated, and you'd get like 4 or 5 people, and somebody would be kind of like playing defense while somebody else is wailing on the door. You get these moments where you're like, this game is awesome. But most of the game ends up being just kind of clusterfuck, where it's just like everybody's spazzily running around killing dudes, and it's kind of cool in that everybody's just killing dudes. But come on, I mean, like it's like fat 99 nights.
You have a point, no? Because I mean, you're right. I think once you get those little strategic elements, and like. There weren't that many times when I had strategic elements. It's like everyone basically
you could feed
the
your
middle.
Princess, make her fat, so it'd be harder to pick up. You could reinforce the doors.
But it's like you kind of didn't like. I'm not sure if I felt rewarded with building bridges and all that. People, whatever. So, but
it's good. It's a decent game. I didn't. It didn't sell me enough. Third one, Battlefield 1943.
I got this game and I didn't get into it really.
Yeah, so what didn't you like about it?
Well, like my big complaint about a lot of shooters is that it's kind of inaccurate where you're like putting clip after clip into people and they don't die very fast. And this had that model. It just wasn't that much fun. There weren't that many good maps, and it's just like, for $15, it's actually a really good deal, and that's why I actually gave it a thumbs up.
Yeah.
But best downloadable game?
Yes,
Considering
I
some
mean,
other
people.
stuff?
I'm assuming that what happened is they got some community events together, and people were really playing the heck out of this.
Yeah.
So cool. I'm glad you guys like that.
I disagree, sir.
But the next one, I totally agree on. So number 2, Splosion Man, because you guys are smart. Not like.
Is it the? Hey man, it was pretty good.
Me and you guys.
It was pretty good, but to me, it just was. It reminded me of what was that? One of the first XBLA games back in the day, Cloning Clyde.
Okay,
remember,
I love Cloning.
Yeah, it was a good game, but it's just like I get it. It's kind of fun. It's really well done. Best game of 2009. There were a lot of.
I thought it was pretty awesome.
Okay.
So Splosion Man. We talked about this last week. It was a fun game. It was the whole thing was you push one button and your body explodes. That's it.
And the capturing of energy they did with that game is phenomenal. So I'll definitely give them that. Number 1 game. I agree with them. It's on my list. I'm gonna change my list. I'm gonna knock off. What am I gonna? No, Torchlight.
Your list is printed on paper, dude. It's
might as well be
carved in stone.
I can change that shit.
So this was my number 2 game. It was not on your list.
It's number 3 on my list because I'd forgot. I was just like, I don't know why I was on. Wait a minute. You didn't even have a number 5 for this list.
Fair enough.
Okay.
So number 1, Shadow Complex.
What can we say?
You are absolutely right. That game. I mean, like the fact that you guys left out Nick's Quest makes me a little angry. But
Flower.
So there's some games you guys missed.
Plants vs Zombies. Yeah. Come on, people.
But Shadow Complex is a good choice for number 1. That game was awesome.
Yes, and it's by a margin. I mean, the other ones were kind of close. This one won by margin.
Yes. So next up is best portable games. So that's DS, PSP, and iPhone. We mentioned iPhone out of politeness. So I've downloaded a bunch of the serious iPhone games, whereas they did Time Crisis. They did. I'm saying serious
were they good?
No.
Sorry. Okay,
no, I'm just saying studios are starting to spend money on this.
Yeah.
There's talk of putting Grand Theft Autos on the iPhone. Mm-hmm. There's talk of these guys are going to go back and take all their bullshit old games and spend 2 interns on a weekend getting some free money on the iPhone. So far, I say iPhone gaming is very uncompelling.
The only iPhone game that I actually have on my iPhone at this point, and I've tried a few, is Bubble Wrap Pop.
Yes. Yeah.
Because whenever there's kids around, I'll be like, hey, you want to see a game? And then basically it keeps them entertained for hours.
Right. So I mean, people keep telling me they believe that the iPhone is like a gaming platform. It has the engine for it. I don't think that a touchscreen alone is a gaming platform.
Yeah,
It's not. And it doesn't have the sensitivity of the DS.
No, what you have to do is somehow incorporate the GPS, somehow incorporate the wireless, the communication mechanism. Then you'll have a game that I'll actually want to play.
Yeah, and some game companies are working on the augmented reality gaming.
Even that, I mean,
I'm saying it's not there yet. But I'm they're thinking about how do you use GPS, how do you use the nice 3D processor, you get that stuff. But anyway, the point is, this is really DS versus PSP. That's what this is.
And mostly DS. So number 5.
Number 5, Legend of Zelda Spirit Tracks.
Did this make your list?
It didn't, because we talked about this in our review.
You're right, yeah. It's a hard beginning.
Over the Christmas break going to go play more of this game. So it's just I kind of feel like we've left this one hanging. We don't have a final opinion on it.
It's Nintendo's fault for putting it so late. I mean, the thing is, Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles is not going to make our Wii list, and it could be the best game on the Wii for the year.
Right, because
we don't know.
Releasing it until the 26th December.
So we can't review it.
But in the same with this game, I will come out and say it. I don't care. Even if we come back and say this game is really good, it is Nintendo's fault for hiding this game behind 4 hours of trudge.
Yep.
And
I think that's why, because normally, I think Phantom Hourglass would score very high last time.
Yeah.
So the fact that it's actually 5th instead of 1st or 2nd, it's Nintendo, you might want to work on your pacing a bit.
Exactly. So I mean, so I think that we're going to come back and say that Spirit Tracks is pretty good. But we'll come back and talk to you guys after break. But anyway, you guys let number 5. Spirit Tracks, most of you probably played it more than we did.
Yes, I disagree with your number 4, sirs and madams.
Number 4 is interesting.
Interesting my ass. They're wrong.
I agree, they're wrong.
They're wrong.
Number 4, you guys said Scribblenauts.
How is that a fun game? Is it... You know what it is? I think it might be the aspect of, the creativity aspect. So people like Little Big Planet. People like, Spore. I mean, people like all these... Yeah,
Not many people like Spore.
There's a few out there that spend hours and hours designing their own aliens and then giving them to their friends. They're like, this is awesome.
So what we're talking about, when you're talking about Little Big Planet, when you're talking about Spore, they're not playing the game. Right? Like,
they're playing part of the game.
They're playing part of the game, but I'm just saying, like, if that's what you're talking about, people might just sit there and scribble knots and take pleasure out of, for hours, summoning weird shit and watching it interact without actually trying to beat the bullshit levels where everything doesn't really work well together.
So the game part of it, as opposed to the toy part of it.
Yes, they might enjoy the toy part more than, and we thought the game part sucked ass.
Really bad.
But anyway... That's cool that you guys liked it so much. I'm glad. I mean, like, seriously, I want them to get some money to do more cool, like, more experimentation with games. I just thought the game was terrible.
Yeah.
So Grand Theft Auto Chinatown Wars
was number 3. Yeah. So it was pretty good for the DS game. It actually came out on PSP, I think, pretty recently, so I can consider both. It was pretty good, but it didn't grab me in a way that a lot of other portable games did.
Yeah. I actually did really enjoy it. So there was... Yeah. It didn't make my list, but it was. I would say it was in my like top 10 if I was to make a top 10. I'm like
top 12, me. Yeah.
I played a good bit of it. There got to be some parts of it where you were kind of running around doing repetitive stuff with like
work, basically.
Work. Yeah, I mean, like you were doing stuff with drug dealing. You're doing these other things where. I felt like if they just put a little bit more effort into making them more like instead of having to go around and hunt for drug dealers, they were just dots on your map. You know, I mean, just little things like take out the bullshit. So I feel like this game needed bullshit subtraction.
Polish.
A little bit polish.
A little more time.
But it was a good game. It was actually very fun. I don't have any complaints.
And it actually blew me away considering the technology that they were able to put on the DS to make it a game of this magnitude. So good job, but...
Yeah, so that was good. That was a good game. Number 2, Professor Layton the Diabolical Box.
Wow. This,
I agree. That game was the shit.
It actually tied with Chinatown Wars, which is interesting.
Oh, yeah, that's right. It's a tie. So that was they're both number 2.5, let's say. 2.5. So we reviewed Layton last week in our list, so yes.
Good job.
Layton
well done.
Is awesome.
I hope Layton 3 comes out next year. It better.
So I got to say, I'm actually really happy to see Layton on the Noobs Choice Awards because I'm thinking that is translating to sales.
I hope so, dude.
I think that the fact that our tastes agree with the community at large means that this is going to sell well enough that they're going to actually give us one every 6 months instead of lying to our faces.
Well, the thing is, like, they talk about like what they call evergreen games, which keep on selling regardless of the thing. It's just like I think Layton's one of those games where word of mouth travels. People talk about it. It's just like, oh, let me play the first one, and there were enough people over the 2 years that I guess Layton's been out that they're like, oh, okay, let me go get the second one now. So I'm really happy that this is going to be a success of some
kind. And it's one of those games that if my mom were to have a DS, I would feel comfortable giving her Brain Trainers and Layton, right? Like
not Grand Theft Auto?
Probably not Chinatown Wars. Okay. Yeah, probably not Scribble Knots. But it's one of those things where it's like I would feel comfortable giving it to an adult. Because we're not adults.
Yes.
An older adult.
Older than us.
Older than us.
Yes.
So, and the number 1...
I agree. Mario Luigi. So Bowser's Inside Story. Yeah. Excellent RPG/action.
Awesome. So good choice for that one. I'm really, really hoping for more RPGs. Maybe on the Wii. Give us some goddamn Wii games that we can play. How about that?
Well, dude, remember we were complaining about the Wii thing? Like, I was gimmicky and all that. I was like, dude, I was hoping that the Wii would turn into the DS at some point.
Yeah.
Where, there's there's a ton of shit on the DS. Tons. Yeah. But there's like those 5-10 great games a year, but they haven't been showing up, dude.
Well, but, I mean, 2008 was a genius year for the Wii. I mean, like, we got Paper Mario. We got a lot of these kind of, like, innovative games on the Wii. I mean, this year was the make money year for the Wii. It was very much of just kind of like, let's, this is working.
Cash cow year.
This is working. Let's just, keep taking, like, it's evergreen gaming.
Yeah. I'll give you that.
But this shows, give me another Rocket Slime, give us another Mario and Luigi RPG. These are some very good games.
Where's the next Rocket Slime, dude? It's been 3 or 4 years at this point?
3 years, yeah.
Jesus.
So, best Wii games.
Yes. Oh, one thing, Mind Magic didn't make this list.
What the hell?
Play the game.
What the hell? Don't you listen to a word we're saying?
Mind Magic is better than all of these games.
I'm going to pull this car over and come back there.
So yeah, best Wii games. Number 5 is
Resident Evil Dark Side Chronicles.
I kind of like this game.
It was good.
I like Dead Space Extraction a little more.
Which I noticed wasn't...
It
wasn't on your list.
No, Deadly Creatures is way better than that game.
So... We didn't put any of the new crop of shooters on our list. So that's kind of what's happening with the Wii now. There was that one Carnival one that was like super cursed, lots of cursing.
There was the House of the Dead.
House of the Dead. That's Overkill.
Overkill.
There's Resident Evil. There is Dead Space. So this is kind of they're realizing, like, wait, you can point at the screen and pull a trigger. Holy shit! But the reason they didn't make my list, you liked it better than me, but the reason it didn't make my list is I'm not down with the on-rails, like,
yes.
I'm riding a ride and then shooting at stuff.
You like Time Crisis. You like Ghost Squad.
Yes.
You like those other style
I want to be in
games.
control of the screen.
Yeah.
But anyway, Darkside Chronicles, that was a good game. I agree.
Yeah, it was a solid shooter game. Silent Hill Shattered Memories.
So I played this.
Did you?
We didn't ever get a chance to review it. I played this actually last week. It just hasn't.
Oh yeah, it's the one that just came out.
It just came out.
Oh, how is it?
So it's actually pretty good. I didn't play it enough to feel that it made my list.
Sure,
I'm still playing through it, but it's pretty good. It's kind of interesting. I mean, like, you're basically exploring the world, and the big gimmick for this one is you can't shoot.
Wait, what?
It's Silent Hill, where you are taking pictures and collecting clues
Isn't
and
that
interacting
Fatal
with the
Frame
environment.
or something? Wasn't there a PS2 game that was all about taking pictures of ghosts or something?
Well,
like that?
there was Fahrenheit, which was you didn't shoot, but there was, like, I don't know about
yeah, right.
But
Anyhow,
anyway,
yeah.
I was actually very intrigued by that, and I'm hoping to play more of it maybe over the Christmas break. So I'm pretty interested so far.
Probably review it in 173.
Yeah.
Next episode. So.
Yeah. But anyway, so good choice with that one. It's getting a lot of buzz among kind of like serious gamers. You know, it's not twitchy, it's not shoot 'em up, but
Is it scary?
It is scary.
Okay, good.
It is actually pretty scary.
I haven't played a good scary game in a while. I mean, like Dead Space was the one that really frightened me, and then Demon's Souls that scared me for a different reason.
Yeah,
but
dude. Fear 2 was scary. Fear 2 was genuinely frightening. It was really, yes.
It didn't scare me
God
at
damn
all,
it.
like ever. I was just like, oh, let me go shoot this chick. All right, whatever.
Damn you, Yuzo. So number 3, Punch Out. Agreed.
It didn't make my list, but it was a good game.
It made my list.
Yeah.
It made my list. I thought Punch Out was awesome. It was a really, really nice restart of the series.
Yeah, and I really hope that the developer who did this, because I don't think it was Nintendo farming it out to somebody else, is like
Right.
they really took a great property and did a good thing with it.
Yeah,
give
them
with
more
some
games.
other ones. Give them more games.
Absolutely. I
did a
wish
good
that a good developer had gotten, for example, Bionic Commando.
I believe that development house is now shut down, unfortunately, which is sad, but it wasn't a very good game.
Which part's sad?
I don't know. People being out of work, I guess, but
Yeah.
no.
So number 2.
Mad World.
Damn
so people
right.
agree with you. So this made your number 3.
That was my number 3. Yeah.
Didn't make my list because it annoyed the hell out of me.
Yeah, you didn't like it.
No.
But they agree with me. I thought Mad World was the shit. I thought it was really fun.
Was he led on the Wii or was it on the? No, it was on
360.
That's right. Okay.
Yeah.
Just checking because that could have made your list. It was on the Wii.
It was my number 1.
That's right.
For
Uncharted
several seconds.
2.
And then number 1 Wii game.
Dude, what?
You know what this means?
What?
You know what this means? Everybody's got more friends than us.
I think they have friends.
You guys have friends and we don't. So, New Super Mario Bros. Wii. So, this was a fine game. We both said that as a single player game, this was fine. It didn't blow us away, but it was like, okay, cool. It's kind of like New Super Mario Bros. On the DS. It was pretty good.
Mm-hmm. But not as good as New Super Mario Bros. On the
You liked
DS.
that more than me. I got fed up with the saving element.
Yeah, because I actually finished it.
you beat it?
I'm pretty sure I did. And but with this,
You have beaten games before.
have you seen Fallout 3 yet?
No.
Okay. Borderlands. Anyhow, but
You didn't beat Borderlands. You can't get all uppity about a game you haven't beaten.
there are many games you also have beaten along with me.
That is true. That is true.
But yeah, no, I think so. New Super Mario Bros. I think we actually played the co-op at PAX, and it was fun. It was actually
pretty
good fun.
So this is definitely a game for families,
Yes.
for people to play together. It was good. It didn't make our list, but obviously those of you out there are playing with lots of people, and that's cool. I'm actually really happy to know that it's fun in groups like that, that people are voting it up.
It actually makes me really sad that 2 games I think nobody ever played out there, Deadly Creatures and Little King's Story. Like, I just have a feeling it's because these people haven't played these games.
Yeah.
Because they're really good, right? Deadly Creatures is freaking awesome.
Give them a shot. I mean, like, like we said, go back and look at the games that we picked out. Deadly Creatures, we picked out Little King's Story.
Yeah.
You can rent them for like $8, or you can go buy them for probably $10 now. I mean, like, seriously, these
really
games they're going to be cheap now. So give them a shot. But so here is the best current gen. This is
we're going to count this as all the best of the year as well.
Yes.
So
the number 5.
Borderlands. So it was like my number 6 or 7. It was pretty damn close up there.
Borderlands was
Great
awesome.
game.
Awesome game.
And I think, are there any hopefully there's a bunch of events going on with Borderlands.
With the DLC.
Yeah.
Because that was the cool thing about Borderlands is that NooBTooBers are playing this together.
Yes.
And if you watch other NooBTooBers on like Facebook or Twitter like we do, or just on the forums, people are very regularly being like, oh man, I can't wait till so-and-so gets home from work because he's the sniper and I'm going to go in as the tank. And like, I mean, this game is exciting. It's good to play with friends and you start to know each other's patterns and that you run up there with one weapon and your buddy's got your back with the sniper rifle. This dude is over here. He's the best driver. The game is great like that. It's really, really fun for friends.
Yeah, it almost like it takes the whole MMO experience of going in a party and going in a dungeon raid, but compressing it down to the console so that you can just do it in half an hour. Oh, let's go kill Scragzilla or Skagzilla.
Exactly.
You're going to go kill these guys.
Yeah.
And just do it and you're done. It's drop in, drop out, really well done.
You're right. It's like WoW, except you get to keep your life.
It doesn't cost $15 a month.
Yeah. So... Plus. So next up, number 4.
That's right.
Batman Arkham Asylum.
That's right. My number 2.
That's right.
This game ruled.
That game was good. It was very good.
See, this is one of the games I keep on wanting to go back, but it's just like I'm juggling between like Assassin's Creed, Dragon Age, and like this one because I've put in at least 20 hours in this game.
So I kind of feel like this is another one of those reload games too, where it's like because you have to know the maps.
Start over. Yeah.
You really should kind of play it in a go, like we've talked about before, which doesn't say anything bad about the game. It just says that it's so immersive that you really need to spend the time to kind of work through it. Yeah. And I feel like if I go back to this game, I'm going to have to start over.
I think you should, and it's still. I mean, it starts you out really well, and it's not boring. I think so. I think it'll be good.
I agree. So that's a great game. Number 3, Assassin's Creed 2.
Assassin's Creed 2. So this made my number 5 last year.
So I can't help but notice that this is the first list where the NooBTooBers and us are on the exact same page. Like,
actually, you're right.
Like on all of the other consoles, like we kind of disagree. We're kind of a mishmash. But if
at least 3 games appear on the list that did not appear on either of our lists.
Right.
But one, wow.
on the current gen list, this list is very much looking like they took Tobin and Yuzo and mixed them into a greater, stronger monster.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, we basically evolve.
Yes.
Is that right?
I don't know.
Even. It says Pokemon Tribe. Sorry.
But yeah, so Assassin's Creed 2, awesome.
Really awesome. Number 2.
Number 2, Uncharted 2.
Good game.
Very good game.
Yes.
I do not hold it against you guys for putting it number 2. I'm happy to see that a game that I like that much is on the top 5 list.
Well, the fact that it's like your number 1 and my number 3, it's a nice average between the two.
That's right.
So.
That's right. You added them together. They made a number 2. So.
I don't know how much more we can say about Uncharted 2. It is an amazing cinematic experience. Go play it now if you haven't played it yet.
And
go
you
buy
guys
PS3.
have all played it, obviously, because it's ending up on your list. Number 1.
Of course.
Hello? Yes.
Modern Warfare 2.
Modern Warfare 2.
Seriously, like, this game is so good, every other game that was going to release got scared and moved to March.
Yes. It's true. It's true. It actually really changed the landscape of gaming. Like, it actually chased people out.
How many games can say that?
Not many. But I will say that Uncharted 2 and Modern Warfare 2, difference of 3 votes. So
wow.
I think that what you're seeing is that like this combination of like best single player experience, best multiplayer experience. These 2 games were like the kind of clear choices this year for immersiveness, for sheer polish.
And the thing is, like, I look at this list and like there isn't a clunker in the bunch. I mean, seriously, like every single one is like, wow, I would actually have a hard choice to take if I had to take one game with me, right? It's just like, okay,
it's
maybe
true.
Modern Warfare, but
absolutely.
And you know what actually weirds me out? Out of these games, on all 3 of our lists, you know what game didn't show up?
What's that?
Dragon Age.
You're right. We all said it was a good game.
It's really good, but
it never quite made the cut on our list or your list. So
I know if I had a week and I could sit down and play it, it might change my list. But right now, it's the weight of knowing that I'm gonna take an hour to 2 hours getting back into the game.
So I saw one review that I thought was really, really interesting. Somebody, I forget who it was, said, I've started Dragon Age 4 times because I like the beginning so much.
Yeah.
So it's almost as if they like that the story of how you're given into the world, and then once they get in the world, they're like, it's okay, but I want to go back and try a different beginning. So it's like they put so much polish in the beginning, and I'm not saying the rest of the game wasn't good either, but there's just something about the way that they threw into that world, but it didn't make people's list. It's interesting.
And that's because I would have thought at least with the NooBTooBers across everybody that they would have done it, but I have a feeling that they might have the same issues with not playing it enough.
Yeah.
I have a feeling if you finish Dragon Age, you'll be like, best game of the year, blah, blah, blah. But
I haven't talked to anybody who's beaten it.
Yeah, you're right.
It's a long game. It's a good game. It's a long game. It's going to be like one of those retrospectives, like in 2011, someone's going to beat it.
Yeah.
Like, that game was fantastic. Why didn't you guys play that 2 years ago?
And like in any other year, if you like, because like 2 years ago, right, there weren't that many good games. It's like I would have played it.
Yeah.
I would have gone through all the way through, but it's just like it's hard. Assassin's Creed 2, Uncharted 2.
Yeah. Maybe like in the Dead Zone in like April, we'll do our retro.
In April, we'll be playing all the games that came out in March. We have to catch up from those.
June. I don't know. If we ever hit a dead zone where we're like looking for bullshit Flash games to play, then maybe we can go back and do this too.
Well, yeah, let us know in the thing if you guys want us to revisit any games that we either give bad reviews or whatever, and let us know. We'll go use that.
Absolutely. So most disappointing. This is really interesting to me. So the number 3 game for most disappointing is Modern Warfare 2. I wonder what it is.
I know exactly why.
Why?
It's the patches. It's basically, it ruins multiplayer for a lot of people.
Yeah.
The fact that you go in, everybody's using javelins. You go in, you can't find a non-18 player free-for-all game because they're all glitching.
Yeah.
People with like level 10 prestige that just glitched. So there's no respect to it anymore. So I can understand that. But it's a fun game, dude.
Yeah. So, I think that you're right. The point that you made last week was very interesting in that this game is good and it's getting better as opposed to... Because, there are a lot of complaints online about this game. A lot. It's just like play styles. People are saying the maps are too open. People are saying...
a lot of camping.
A lot of camping as opposed to just kind of like the intimacy of the battle from the first one. So, people have complaints, but I think that you're right that what they're going to do is like the next map pack, it won't be as open.
Nope.
The next patch, they'll fix the double shotgun. So, it's just like they're listening and responding.
Yes.
But it is interesting that shot up as the most disappointing.
And no other game I can think of right today that's saying, like, I'm going to play regularly for the next 6 to 9 months.
Right.
Like, what other game?
None.
Like, you complain about me finishing games, but, like, you're not going to put the amount of time into, like, one game, right?
No,
like,
you're going to put, like, 100 hours into that game.
I'm already 48 hours and 48, right?
Yeah.
So, like, it's going to be crazy. So
next one up, I actually totally agree with.
Yeah.
Totally agree with. Like, we didn't think of it in our show last week.
No.
And I didn't even mention it as a runner-up, but this is absolutely right. There was this big lead-up to Infamous versus Prototype.
Which one's going to win?
Which one's going to be awesome? Turns out Infamous was awesome.
So good.
It was really good. It didn't make our list, but it was really, really good.
10, 12.
It was definitely top 10.
Yeah.
Prototype was shit.
And I don't understand. Like, you see people that say, like, yeah, man, what are you talking about? Prototype was awesome. It's like, did you play Infamous?
Yeah.
Do you play any of the other games?
I mean, you look at it, they both took the same concept, and Prototype sucked. It was terrible. It was like all this... I can't even go into it. It was just like all this crap with the fighting the helicopters, and the climbing didn't feel dynamic, and it was just... It was not rewarding. It was not rewarding. The world was nondescript.
The guy was annoying.
The guy was annoying.
Relate to the character. But anyway,
so, I mean, I actually am really surprised that Infamous didn't hit our list or the other list, because I really, really, really liked Infamous.
When you're up against Borderlands and anything else, I'm sorry, like you're not going to make the top 5.
It's true, but it is top 10. You're right. Infamous is top 10. The number 1 most disappointing.
Brutal Legend, of course. Yeah. I think everybody agrees. I mean, there's a few people out there like, yeah, if you just ignore the RTS, it's a great game.
It's the whole game. It's the whole game. Like, I don't understand. That's like, Street Fighter 4 is awesome if you ignore the fighting, right? Besides the fighting, like the plot
the
is
menu
really
system
cool.
is really cool.
I love those cutscenes.
Oh yeah,
like the matchmaking's really nice.
The titles are great.
Yeah, come on now. It's the whole goddamn game. So anyway, Brutal Legend.
Most disappointing.
Biggest disappointing of 2009. Everyone agrees.
Yes. Game with the worst title. I guess just go for the top one. I guess.
So they agreed with us.
Holy Invasion of Piracy, Bad Man. What did I do to deserve this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That title's dumb.
But it's a good game. Ignore this man over here, and if you have a PSP, buy it if it's 15 or less. Because it's not a great $30
If you have a PSP, play it if one of your friends will let you borrow it, so you have to pay this much for it. This much.
It's not that bad.
It's totally crap.
And I can't wait for Holy Invasion of Privacy Bad Man 2.
Yeah. The Electric Boogaloo.
That's right.
With Turbo. So that's it. Oh, wait, shit. Now we got Collins. So
the first one.
Yes.
Ooh.
So the first one,
Give me this.
we got for Christmas. Like, you guys have sent us drawings and stuff in the past.
Yeah.
So Hugo did a painting of us.
I am pretty impressed with it. This is really well. Let me get a full frame here.
Yeah.
Wow. This is like actual painting.
So that's so cool. Thank you guys so much. We love this kind of stuff, and it actually came in like a little Christmas
That's
wrapper.
right.
Like this is our Christmas present from Hugo. So
Hugo from Florida. Thank you very much, man. That's
thank you,
awesome.
thank you so much. This kind of artwork really is touching to us.
Yeah.
Like that. We do this show. Got a little tear going down my eye. Like we love you guys, and we really appreciate you guys doing this kind of stuff for us.
Yes.
And I would like to take a little second to say, if you guys really like us and you've got some free time. Something that I would really, really, really like as a Christmas present, a belated Christmas present is
this even going to be happen after the New Year? This episode? I think it might be too late at that point. What do you think?
I don't know what you're thinking about.
What do you think about?
I was going to say I would really like a most offensive clips of 2009.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Like, if you want to go and coordinate it through the forums and have people tell you what their most offensive clips were, like last year or the year before, people did these, like, they did this, it was with Sloth helped coordinate this kind of, like, most offensive moments. I love that shit. I thought it was so fun.
It's mostly you spouting off a bunch of random shit, which is hilarious.
Fair enough. But anyway, if you want to do this as a present, go back and find what you thought the funniest moments were of NooBTooB of 2009. If you want to edit that together, that would be like the best Christmas present ever.
So go to the forums. If there isn't already a thread in site discussion, make a thread and basically just start putting timestamps in episodes. And at some point, hopefully, somebody will look at all those and start piecing it together.
What were you thinking of?
I was thinking getting 20,000.
Yes.
Because that's the Christmas present that we're hoping. But at this point, hopefully, I think it's already past the New Year's, we're thinking.
And maybe it's already past 20,000.
Yeah, so let's celebrate. Thank you very much for getting 20,000. Woo!
This may be preemptive, but, thanks.
Thanks.
So, so we got a call in from Flibbity Gibbet. Here we go.
Hey Tobin, hey Yuzo, this is Flibbity Gibbet from the forums. I was reading about Final Fantasy XIV just now, and apparently it's an MMO. I know you guys don't play MMOs for the sake of the show, and thank goodness. But it got me wondering, will you guys not play it because it's an MMO, or will you guys at least try it out because it's Final Fantasy? So, yeah, yow.
We'll try pretty much any MMO.
Yeah, exactly. So I limit myself to like the 7 or 14-day trials because I don't want to get addicted to these things. But I have already applied. I don't know if you guys know this. Square Enix opened up the applications.
Oh, you can sign up right now?
You can go right now. So if you go to the Square Enix website, the Final Fantasy, just Google Final Fantasy 14. But they've opened up applications for Final Fantasy 14 beta.
Is it? Do you know if it's on PC then, or
it's probably PC?
PC. Okay. Cool.
And I applied. I'm hoping that I get in. I also really want to apply for the beta for Star Trek Online.
Star Trek Online, Knights of the Old Republic, APB.
Yeah.
So there's a bunch of actually really big MMOs that I'm actually kind of excited about.
Yeah. So we'll restrain ourselves so that NooBTooB can continue to exist, but we will definitely do the trials of them and tell you guys what we think about them.
I mean, a lot of times they don't even give trials until basically they're on their until their downhill slope. We're like, so.
But I know that some people get upset because we can't give you guys the review of like what it's like to be level 80 in your rating and stuff. But shut the fuck up.
Yeah, like
is my retort.
This isn't NooBTooB Warcraft podcast.
There are Warcraft podcasts. That is not us. So Final Fantasy XIV is an MMO. I hope it's good. Final Fantasy XI was interesting. I played that for a while. It was very grindy. Yes. Yeah. It was grindy, but it was fun to play around with like chocobos and shit.
Yeah.
Do you know if Final Fantasy XI is still running?
Yeah, I think so.
So are they going to run them side by side?
They do that with EverQuest. They do that with.
That's true. And Blizzard announced that they're going to make a new MMO.
Oh yeah. Wait, did they?
Yeah. They said they're going to release it.
Or just, an MMO.
They're going to have another MMO that's going to be competing with World of Warcraft. They're like, no, it's not going to cannibalize the market. It's going to be a whole different thing. It's like, you
StarCraft
dummies.
MMO.
Yeah, I don't know.
Something.
Who knows?
With you, like, have you heard of like Asheron's Call? So apparently they came with Asheron's Call 2 and ran at the same time Asheron's Call 1. Mm-hmm. Nobody played Asheron's Call 2, so they canceled it, and they kept. I think it's still
going.
I
remember that. It was a big deal because I had some friends that were really big into like Asheron's Call 2. Basically, the key element of that game was a pyramid scheme. Really? I don't know if you remember this.
Oh, where's that? You have to like get a sponsor. You do something
but
weird.
You pick a sponsor. I forget what they called it. It was like clans or sponsors, whatever. Sure. But it was like 7 levels down. So you would get points for somebody below you, and whoever they recruited, and whoever they recruited, and whoever they recruited. So then you guys go around and fucking sell Amway door to door,
and you kick experience points up.
Yeah.
Weird.
So it was this really weird thing where the whole game mechanic was like, you would hop in and there'd be like 7 dudes like, hey guy, you want me to sponsor you? Can I be your sponsor or whatever? It's like, I kind of feel like you're selling me drugs now. Like, this is weird. Like, I just want to go fight some rats with my stick because this is level 1.
Wow. Yeah, no. So I guess that's probably why I failed.
And it failed. So shocking. So next up is February Games by Project Cell. That's probably not his name at all. No. Okay, here we go.
Hey, what's up, Tony Uzo? Project Cell here. Oh. I was just wondering if you guys were aware that Lost Planet 2 and Splinter Cell Conviction are both coming out on February 23rd, 2010. I don't know, it just kind of pisses me off when they do that. Just like when Left 4 Dead and Assassin's Creed 2 came out at the same time. I don't know, I have to make a choice. But anyway, I just want to tell you guys that. Yow.
Didn't Uncharted 2 come out the same day as something else? Ratchet.
Yeah.
Like, very close, yeah.
Life is not fair like that when they do that to me. Or wait. No, that wasn't right. No. It was Brutal Legend.
Yeah, Brutal Legend. Yes, right. Remember, there's a big thing where we're like, which one are you
going to play? How about the good one? So, yes. So this is doubly hard for us because what happens is we really want to dive into a game and give it a full review.
Yep.
So you get these 2 phenomenally good-looking games, and we have to pick which one gets bumped.
Yeah.
That's hard. And like, sometimes we'll try and review them both in 1 week, and that's not usually very smart of us. That's dumb.
Yeah, well, what ends up happening is just people complaining. They're like, well, you didn't play enough of this. You did that. I was just like, dude, we don't have that much time to play games entirely.
But that is a fair criticism. Like, if the big games come out, we usually have to kind of like balance our time or like pick one to focus on whatever. So what was that? That was the snow game. So the Splinter Cell Conviction, and it was...
wow, why am I blank? It's the wine.
Because we've been drinking for 2 hours.
Yes, and we totally recorded the other episode.
But anyway, he just mentioned it. So the point is fuck it, you know what? I'm playing again. Fuck this. Lost Planet 2!
Okay, so Lost Planet 2... You're so drunk. Oh my god. So
Lost Planet 2.
And what was the other game?
Splinter Cell Conviction. So I think I'm going to play Lost Planet 2.
I'm going to play Lost Planet 2 too. Because I think the co-op, a 4-player co-op through the game is going to be really awesome. I'm more excited about that than Splinter Cell, but Splinter Cell looks really good.
Yes. So Splinter Cell looks awesome too. So I mean, this is going to happen very often the next couple months. January, February, March, there's going to be, I think it was like God of War and something else come out on the same day. And there's all these...
Probably Dante's Inferno.
Yeah, probably. Or Final Fantasy. You know what it's going to be? It's going to be God of War and Final Fantasy 13. And
that'd be so stupid. I mean, that would be like Sony would be like, they can kind of control both.
I would literally find myself paralyzed. I would actually be sitting there with both of them in my hands, and I would just be like, Adrian, could you flip a coin? Could you just take one away from me?
I'd play God of War.
Would you?
I'd make that call. Because I've played the demo of Final Fantasy 13. I know it's going to be awesome, but it's just like God of War 3 is going to be more awesome.
We'll see.
Compacted.
I will have to pick one. We'll see. We'll see what the winner is when it actually happens.
Yeah. So it's interesting, though. I mean, we'll talk about it, but I think we only do one at a time, like Tobin was saying.
Yeah.
Just because it's too tough.
It's tough because we want to give these games the respect and love. We want to lay them down by the fire, show them a good time, treat them nice, buy them pretty things, sodomize them. So I think that's our show for the week.
I think so, too.
Check out our website at NooBTooB.com. Oh, anyway, but thank you guys all for voting. Thank you guys for coming out. That was your choices for 2009. We may not have agreed with you all the time, but we love the fact that you guys love games.
Yes, and also, dude, major thanks to all the mod team for putting together all of the votes. Like, we couldn't have done it without them.
Yes, we have an amazing moderator team. You guys coordinated all this stuff, and we could not,
counting all the votes. And actually, if you go to the forums right now, we have a huge forum, and there's all these discussion threads on, like, so like, actually go there right now and discuss what you thought should have been the best one.
Yeah, absolutely. So thank you guys for coming out. The community is what makes this podcast someplace to be. We love you guys. Thanks for 2009. So check out our website at NooBTooB.com. Participate in the forums by clicking the community tab at the front page.
If you're watching the video on YouTube, you should click on the subscription button right there. Hopefully we're 20,000 by this point. Please. And we're all very happy. And also rate the video with 5 stars by rubbing on Tobin's mistletoe. Somewhere
Not my camel toe, my mistletoe.
Yeah, camel toe will work too as long as it's 5 stars.
Yes.
That's all for this episode. I am Yuzo Watanabe.
And I am Tobin Kazire. Audio engineering for NooBTooB is done by Range Holy Roller Strunk. Thanks for listening. We'll see y'all next week. We're out.
Ready? May still have energy, hopefully?
I got liquid energy.
That's right.
shirt seems tight on me. I feel like it just came out of the wash.
Yeah.
Or I got fat.
One of the two.